How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Bulls, Sharks, game finished. The Bulls are in the finals, going to be meeting Leinster. That's going to be a spectacular game. But I do want to break down the game that just finished. And before I start, I just want to say the Hendrickse brothers were guck. And I do feel that they lost the game purely because of that. And well, I think that's a bit too harsh. I feel they could have had a much tighter game and the game could have shifted if Hendrickse were better with their kicking. So, though I do believe that those points were a crucial factor in the way that the Sharks lost, and because there were key moments in the game where the Sharks actually could have gone in front, but because of the poor kicking, they stayed a couple points behind, but that was enough for the Bulls to capitalize. Now, the first half was pretty much controlled by the Bulls. They kind of deserved it, and rightly so. The Bulls put through a big performance. But ultimately, who lost more in this game? Yes, the Sharks lost. They had a brilliant season so far. I believe they ended up coming third, which is a massive improvement on last season. They got into the semifinals of the URC, massive improvement. But the Bulls won. They threw to the finals, but they have lost one of the most key players in their system, in how they work, in Cameron Hanekom. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but he is injured. I do believe it was during a ruck between where Sia Khaleesi came rampaging in, which he was doing all day. He made such amazing runs. He broke through a couple times, made big hits. The guy was an absolute monster at the ruck, and unfortunately, Hanekom felt it. Big collision between him and Khaleesi, and I think he ended up, I don't know whether he twisted his ankle a bit weird, or twisted his leg a bit weird, or fell weird, but he got hurt, and he got hurt bad. So obviously, I don't know how long he is going to be out for, but that is a key loss. I will let you guys know once I do have a bit more information in relation to that. But ultimately, the Bulls, they were there. They were present. They were strong. They dominated the game for majority of the game. We had really good performance by a lot of the Bulls. From Wilco Low, from Fessels, Gurbus Wies, Kutsia, Ambrose Papier. I think Papier had a brilliant game. He's one player that I truly do feel is underrated. His brilliance, the way he thinks, the way he moves. At times, yes, he can go missing. He can go a little bit, distant. But who was it? He set up, I think it was a try for Creel. Yes, I think it was Creel's try, where he found that space. He kept it just long enough, played it off to Creel, left him wide open. He had the presence of mind. Any other player could have just tried to run with it. Took it in his stride, played absolutely well. That awareness just to bring Creel into the game, essential. Guy was he was amazing. He really was amazing. So, no, don't get me wrong. I'm speaking a lot about the Bulls. The Sharks, they played well. They had big players. Unfortunately, Esterhuizen, he was marked. There was nothing he could do. As soon as he got the ball, he was flooded by Bulls. He tried his best. He actually had a pretty good game, but they kept him quiet. The Sharks really struggled to keep up momentum. But unfortunately, the moment that they got into the 22, and they got into the 22 a couple times, the Bulls just shut them out. They defended well. They kept the defensive line strong, and they just disrupted the Sharks in any way physically possible. Ethan Hooker put through an amazing try, and he really is one for the future. But there just wasn't enough of that spark, that flair, to really consistently break down the Bulls' defensive line and get through into that try line. But the Bulls had some brilliant players. Fassi, I believe, had a brilliant game. Mapimpi, and I love the way that the commentators were saying his name. Makazole Mapimpi. That just made me laugh. Mapimpi. He's just a completely different level of player. He's super fit. His age, A player of his age should not be playing this well in this position. This kind of position is built for the youngsters, right? Those 21, 22-year-olds, those Ethan Hookers of the world. You know, he's just, odds defying Mapimpi. Mapimpi. But it was power versus power through the game. The Bulls came through with it more. The Bulls just they were more present. Ruan Nohia was just there. He was a breath of fresh air. I loved him. I loved Walker Low. I loved Krobala. And yeah, the Sharks had good performances, right? Khaleesi for me was one of the standouts where he really, really played well. And yeah, Creel had a good game. Fassi had a good game. Obviously, Hooker, Lukanya a lot of the backline players had a good game, but not good enough, right? It just was not good enough. And honestly, I think it's because the Bulls managed to keep such a tight grip on Esterhuizen. They kept such a tight grip on him, on anything that he does, anywhere he goes, that they really managed to suffocate those forwards and really, really made, really made it a long, long night for the Bulls. Sorry, for the Sharks. They really, really made it a long night. But look, Tituka, Mapimpi, brilliant. Canan Moodie, Sebastian de Klerk. De Klerk had a phenomenal game. This guy is just getting better, and he was phenomenal today. Got himself man of the match. Big performance at a big time, exactly when the Bulls needed it. The guy, he was so quick, so fleet-footed, and he was just in the right places at the right time, getting things done. And I'm hoping he puts in another performance like this. But I don't know. I don't know. This is a big, big game, big win for the Bulls. But honestly, this is going to lead into a bigger game up against Leinster. I am going to be doing a full breakdown of the game, but honestly, in terms of this game, Sharks, Bulls, I feel I, the Bulls deserve to win it. They really, really did. I mean, we we break down some stats before I finish. So, um, the Sharks had more possession with 60%, more territory with 61%. The Bulls dominated in tackles. The Sharks had 75 tackles. The Bulls had 176 tackles. You uh, you heard me right. 176 tackles. Just what what 100 and I'm checking here just to make sure. Yeah, 176 tackles. What the hell? Absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. You know, we see here again in terms of rucks. Rucks won. The Bulls had 48 to the Sharks 101. 90% of that was probably down to Sio Khaleesi being everywhere. But it's just like, yeah, what was done with the ball when it was had? Because, I mean, even then, we look at the attacking stats, right? So the Bulls had what? I think it was 85. Let's check again. 85 passes, right? So set plays. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know how correct this is because I'm checking through Rugby Pass. The Bulls 85 passes to the Sharks 203. I think there might be something wrong here. The Bulls 85 passes to the Sharks 203. 83 ball carries to the Sharks 146. Post contact meters, the Bulls 233 to the Sharks 393. And then they both with five line breaks. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. So, guys, look, what a game. What a game. Just, I can't wait for the finals now. So let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.